Welcome to Obsession Engineering at the Isle of Man TT Races 2024. It's going to be a little bit different this year for me because this is the first time I've ever been to TT and not raced a motorbike around here. But I am on the tools, I am running a bike for somebody, and I am looking forward to it. I'll be looking forward to it a little bit more though when it stops raining. So I think we might go and find a bit of shelter. So down in the depths of the bottom paddock is the nerve centre of Obsession Engineering at the TT. And this is our wonderful little Aprilia RS660 Super Twin. And our jockey for this year is Julian Trummer. Julian, all the way from Austria, is also riding for the Jackson Racing team on the Superbike and Super Sport stuff. And he is going to chuck his leg over the little Aprilia and show it who's boss. Belly pan is off because for first scrutineering they want to see the bikes with the belly pans off so they can check that lock wiring has been done and that sort of any orifices into the engine are sort of Loctited and sealed up. So that's all off. We're now on the big 20 litre TT fuel tank. There is an aerial on there and like a GPS tracker unit tucked in the side, which is a TT regulation, and basically that gives them the ability to track every bike exactly where they are on the circuit, and there's accelerometers and bits in it, so if you have an accident they actually know about it on the system before the marshals have even reported it back. So that's really clever. It is just a little bit bulky. Other little changes for TT, rain lights, or visibility lights as they are here, have to be beyond the back of the wheel spindle, so they're even more visible, because if you can't see a motorbike in front of you when you're riding around the Isle of Man, I'm going to put it out there, you probably shouldn't really be riding around the Isle of Man. But the rest of the bike is basically as we run it at short circuit. Like very slight changes to damping. We're actually going to start on the spring rates that Julian tested on because he actually quite liked the feel from the bike. And he is on Metzeler's, not the Dunlops that I would normally run. So very minor changes to the actual mechanics of the bike. It has got a fresh engine in it though. That was on the dyno and mapped yesterday. So we are looking forward to getting him off down the road and seeing how fast this thing can really go. Down almost opposite me in the paddock in a correctly coloured awning is my BMW. Here it is, the Obsession Engineering S1000RR. The last year the bike's in homologation and it would have been a travesty not to have it racing around the Isle of Man again. And so Tom Whedon is going to be jockeying this around to full effect.
Started off racing at the Manx in 2013, raced that for 4 years, ended up winning the senior in 2016. Went to the TT in 17 and yeah, didn't quite go to plan. Instead of riding my own Triumph that I'd rode for many years beforehand, we ended up going on someone else's bike, and it wasn't exactly what was promised, and I was overriding the bike and I made a little mistake going into Brandywell and I crashed and broke my neck and back. So that didn't really go to plan, but we was back racing at the Classic TT that same year. So yeah, made quite a quick recovery and just been doing my own thing ever since, essentially. And then yeah, put a post up on Facebook saying, obviously, yeah, looking for 1,000, and yeah, your very kind self said, well, I've got one there. It's yeah, it's there for you to ride if you want it. And never rode 1,000 that I've just jumped on straight away and just thought it handles so well, and it was just a dream to ride. So to be honest, I feel very comfortable knowing that next time I ride this is going to be going down Bray Hill, and yeah, I think she's going to be sweet. I think so. Yeah, really looking forward to jumping on her. Yep, Dave's been very kind to let us put the Club 77 names on the seat unit. So yeah, for a donation of £77, individuals can get involved, help directly, you know, keeping the wheels turning, because in this sport there's always another cost. There's always something else that creeps up on you. You've got to put fuel in the bikes. Just for example, in the 6-lap senior, we're obviously going to put 3 full 24 litre tanks worth of fuel in there, and that's probably what, £120 per race. Tyres, you're talking £350 a set, maybe more than that. And doing 8 races, there's going to be a lot of tyres and a lot of fuel and a lot of expense just in general, but yeah, it'll all be worth it. So yeah, if you fancy jumping on board and getting your names on the bikes, we can get stickers made up, t-shirts made up, we can get them sent out here, so we can get quite a quick turnaround on that. So if you want to jump on board and get involved in helping the team out, you're more than welcome. Just drop me a message on Facebook and we'll make it happen.
Julian has popped down to have a look at the twin and have a sit on it with a big TT tank. Right, tell us, how did the Northwest 200 go on the Jackson bikes?
Yeah, not too bad really, but couple of things not working out for me. Just took me a bit of time to kind of like get the bike set up properly for the roads, and that took us until the very last race, until the very last Superbike race. But then again, it was good enough to get that one sorted, so I'm feeling very happy now for the TT. Yeah, I can't wait to get going now.
And looking forward to riding the twin?
Yeah, as well, of course. Yeah, the plan is hopefully getting like 4 laps in or 5 laps in this week, and hopefully another one for the warm-up lap for the Super Sport races. But yeah, really looking forward to that one. Will be interesting to see how we get along with that one, because it's kind of like been a couple of years since I've been on a good bike, on a good twin. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
Channel regulars often ask about Martin and what's going on with him, and this year he is running his own trio of bikes. So he's got his ZX6 in Super Twin that he rode at TT last year, and this year he's also got a Honda Fireplace for Super Stock and Superbike, and he's got Rob looking after it.
Looking forward to it. It's nice to be back on the island. Obviously it's different not being with you, but we're back, and fingers crossed for a good couple of weeks. We just need to sort this weather out, and then we'll be good to go.
Have you had ice cream yet?
No, I haven't had ice cream yet. It doesn't feel like ice cream weather, so I'm going to wait till I've got my shorts on for that.
Are you excited for first time on big bike?
Very, very excited. I just want to get the first 2 laps done. I really don't know what to expect, to be honest. The difference between the twin and the 600 was massive in terms of wheels coming up and things like that. So it's got double the power again, so I'd imagine I'll be living off the back brake, and just got to work out where it starts getting a little bit out of control, and a bit, you know, you'll find bumps and rollers that you didn't have before. So it's just finding all that sort of stuff out, build into it. We've got 5 days of practice, hopefully with weather, and then 5 days of racing. So there's plenty of time to get a fast lap in and get some speed up, isn't there? And then there's always next year to go even quicker, isn't there? So
That's the plan.
that's the plan.
So we are through scrutineering and we're in Parc Ferme. So basically you do your scrutineering, then you come through here and get them on the warmers and get everything ready. So tyre warmers are on, the bikes have had the first heat cycle, and I have Eric next to me. Eric has Mark Parrott riding his bike, but we'll do a bit of a story about that another time after the session. So it is Super Twins and Super Sport out first. But realistically, Julian's probably going to concentrate on the 600 for the first session. Might get a lap on the twin later, because we have 2 sessions this afternoon and this evening. But we are looking pretty good. The sun is shining, but looking at the trees over there, it is quite windy. And so the little bikes will be quite entertaining as the wind blows over the mountain. But that's not for me and Eric to worry about anymore.
Yeah, I heard you talking about problems. Our kind of problem is what flavour of ice cream? That sounds good enough for me.
Right. After quite a lot of delay today, the newcomers are just about to go out. They get a few minutes up the road before the rest of the riders get to go out, so they don't get overtaken up the inside by John McGuinness on a fast lap. It was 17 years ago that I was a newcomer here, and I just about remember how incredibly nervous I got. So good luck to them boys. I'm sure they'll love it. First few bikes are going down the road, so the next bikes are getting called up, so that includes anybody like 21 to 40, so Julian is up on the 600. Let's go and see him setting off for his first lap of TT24. Lucky bar steward. Quick check of the steering, damper feels right, and off he goes to the ramp. Right. Pete Hickman's out on the trial, we'll let him work that off. For TT, so nothing launching particularly fast, and it's only practice, so there's no need to murder the crutch. Julian's up next, 10 seconds apart. So you get a tap on the shoulder and there's a green light on the hut as well. Revs build, off he goes. Off at the time of his life. Well, the thing with having been to TT for years, I know so many people. So Mike Norbury's up on his ZX6. Next up to Tom Whedon, his little bikes at the moment, so he's out on his twin first and he'll be out with BM later. His little Aprilia looks really cool. Then our mate Martin's out on his ZX6 as well. He's looking racy, Martin is. Steady start. Bikes are away. Okay, there's less stress and less nerves now, but missing it already, which isn't ideal. I can understand why addicts want that last little fix. And I've been a little bit like that all day, I suppose. That there's a lot of excitement, a lot of build-up, and a lot of, like, you know, the tension, the knot in your stomach, the nerves, and I've even missed that a little bit, if I'm honest. Back to the job in hand. He'll make sure the twin is ready and everything's warmed up and everything ready for Julian if he does want it in about a lap. Good first lap?
Yeah, not too bad, just pretty chilled really, just have a little ride around, isn't it? That's the perfect bike to have a little cruise around this island on though, because it's so slow, so sedate. You think you know the course, but then you forget like the little idiosyncrasies of the circuit and all your markers and stuff, so just picking them back up really, but we'll get there, we'll get there.
Tom has been out, he's already done a lap on the twin and a lap on the 600, now he's going to go out for, he'll probably only get one lap on the big bike, but this is the oddity of practicing TT. He's doing 3 laps of the circuit, possibly even 4, on 3 different bikes, which everyone is going to feel a little bit different. They're obviously doing a very different speed, and so it is sort of almost a skill of a TT rider is just being able to jump on a different bike, and he's literally going to let the clutch out. He's going to put all down pit lane on the limiter, let the clutch out, and just go absolutely flat stick down Bray Hill, first lap on that bike. I am so jealous of him right now. That's my baby, that thing is. First taste of a BMW flat out.
Let me do my hair first, Dave. Mate, honestly, this bike, you've done such a good job on this bike. I can see why you love riding this so much, and why you didn't let anyone but me ride it. It just does everything you want. Obviously, I'm nowhere near its full potential yet, nowhere near, but it's comfy. It's real comfy. It just feels like a big armchair, big fast armchair. But no, it just feels the power delivery is beautiful. It's nothing, no major dramas, nothing like that. It's yeah, she does what you want at the moment, but you know how it is. As you go a bit faster, it's just going to
make you work a bit harder.
It's going to make you work a bit harder. You're going to find problems that maybe weren't there before, but
it's a good start.
It's a good start. It's a very good start, and I'm very happy. And I just want to say thank you, mate. Thank you. Yeah.
And the nice thing is you've had a lap on each bike, and they're all back here in one piece, and everything's working.
That's always a good start.
Rob, I can't help noticing you've not got a rider or a 600.
No, it turns out the 600's decided to give up, down Sorby Straight on lap 2, so we'll look forward to seeing what's actually happened when he comes back. But hopefully he'll be back soon. He's safe, that's the main thing with any of this, you know, it don't matter, that's at the end of the day, as long as he's alright. But hopefully he'll be back, we'll get out into night sessions on the twin and the big bike and cheer him up.
Eric was just finalising gearing on the twin because Mark Power rode it. It's not really revving hard enough, and he wanted slightly longer wheelbase, and also we've altered the height of the gear lever as well because it's the first time Mark's actually ridden the bike. So Eric's made some adjustments to this. On my twin, Julian probably isn't going to ride this tonight. He's done a couple of laps on the Jackson Racing Honda on the little 600. He's liking that, making a couple of tweaks, and he's going to go out and basically try and get a quali lap in, or a couple of qualifying laps in on that this evening, and then tomorrow he'll concentrate on the twin so he can do like 2 lap runs on stuff instead of doing single lap runs, which makes a bit more sense because the bikes handle differently on lap 2 and you get your eye in on the second lap, so it's better than doing sort of 1 lap runs. So I'm having an easy day. That's about ready to go, and Martin has managed to get back as well.
2 lovely ladies from Shropshire cleared the van out animals, there was pets and everything in there, and they drove me all the way back from Solby, round the coast road, back to the paddock, dropped me right by outside the police station, so thank you very much. Can't remember your names, I felt car sick, but yeah, thank you very much.
Right then, Mike, you've had a lap on each bike tonight, but it's your first time on an RS660. What do you think to it?
Well, it's a little bit different. I used to ride in the R6, so it used to call ditch pumps and that, and this isn't. It's a lot more refined than the R6 was, but it just takes a bit of getting used to. I didn't realise how much it was going to wheelie coming out of certain places. Quite talking, quite a short first gear, like you say. So yeah, we've had a little bit of fettling on it, so hopefully have a nice steady run this afternoon. But yeah, I mean, it feels nice. First impressions of it are, yeah, it's definitely better than the R6 was.
Just ready to watch the first bikes disappearing off the start line. There was a short delay to sweep some oil up. The sidecars have had a sort of a non-timed lap as well, so a few seconds and the first bikes will be back down the road again for the first qualifying session of TT 2024. Right, we're a good halfway through the session, and the live timing, which is sometimes a little bit slow to update, as Julian still at the bungalow, but he's been there a while, hasn't he? He's gone through that trap and hasn't gone much further, so whether he's had a technical problem or something, hopefully nothing major, or this is just having a moment to himself and not picked up his transponder or something, but just in case he gets back and there is a problem with the 600, the twin is getting warmed up ready. Time for Mark to head out on Eric's bike. Because it's mid-session, you don't go out the gate and sort of queue up on the road, obviously, because there's bikes coming through. So now he has to go out and basically poodle down pit lane. It's a good chance for people to test pit lane limiters if they've got them fitted, and the timing actually starts when you exit pit lane. So then you can get right on it, as if you're out the pits. First lap on the big bike then, how was that?
Well, the big bikes just took me for 2 laps.
They do that?
Yeah. Big learning curve.
Definitely.
Big learning curve.
All in one piece though, no big moments?
Just bounces and skips in places the other bikes don't. So
yeah, bit of work to do.
Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah, 116 tonight, so it's alright.
It's not quick, is it?
Hey, for first time on a big one, that's alright, that is.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Need a drink.
Well done, mate.
Oh, cheers, Dave.
Wavy.
Hello, Chris. The voice of TT.
Am I?
Luckily not the face of TT.
No, well, they don't let me on telly because I'm not allowed.
Yeah. How you doing, Chris?
I'm very good, Dave. It's a shame not to see you in your leathers, but you're enjoying this, aren't you?
Yeah, it's very different. There's a lot more waiting around, but I'll be honest, I was a bit jealous tonight.
Yeah, I bet you were. And of course, lend your bike to Tom Whedon.
Yeah, he's going all right. Yeah, I think he's done 117 on it, so yeah, it's must be comfy.
Are you interviewing me or am I interviewing you?
We're just chatting.
Well, I've got to go because the sidecars are going to go out, Davey. Lovely to see you, mate.
Cheers, Chris. Enjoy yourself.
Cheers, bud.
Ladies' favourite, Forrest Dunn. So you've been out on the 600 and the bigger today. How's it all gone?
Yeah, so far so good. Probably a little bit more competitive on the 600, but actually preferred the big bike. So yeah.
How are the bikes feeling?
Big bike feels all right. Feels nice and plush, like sitting in your living room.
What's the 600 like in comparison?
Feels like getting changed in your caravan toilet. Probably that's
cramped and awkward.
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah, it's no, we're doing all right. We're getting there, so it's steady away. The traction, not excellent condition.
Yeah, there's no prizes on day one, is there?
No, not at all.
Alright, Tom's in on my BM as well. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. It appears my team has left me.
Yeah, I think they've gone to the pub.
No, that was good. That felt good.
Yeah.
It felt, you know how I said she felt like a big comfy armchair last time?
Yeah.
A little bit less this time because I'm obviously giving it a bit more, but still within the range of being very enjoyable to ride, so.
Cool, that'll do.
No, good.
Yeah, well done, mate.
I'm happy.
Another steady diet, eh?
Yeah, same again tomorrow.
Why not?
Let's do it.
And that is a wrap for all of our boys on day one of TT 2024. Martin had 2 laps, his quickest was 116, Mark Parrott was 118.5, Tom was 117, but they short lapped him at the end, they brought him in the other gate, and somehow added 9 seconds to his lap, so really that's actually 118 mile an hour lap, which is decent for your first day on the bike. Julian broke down at the Craig on the 600, but got back out on the Superstock bike and was about 122 mile an hour, so it's a good start to the week. And yeah, it's been a pretty successful day. I've had an ice cream, the sun's been shining, and I still kind of wish I was riding around on my motorbike, but I'm not, so there you go. Right, join us again next time for some more TT action. Thanks for watching.